Stop scrolling. The reason the attack against you stopped isn't because it failed. It's because it was no longer allowed. Chosen one, listen carefully and stay with me. The strange feeling you've been carrying lately isn't confusion. It isn't emptiness, and it isn't loss. It's reorientation. Something inside you has shifted so deeply that your old instincts no longer recognize your current position. That's why reactions that once came automatically now feel foreign. That's why silence feels more powerful than explanation. That's why urgency has faded, even though responsibility has increased. You are adjusting to authority. Most people spend their lives asking for protection. Protection blocks harm. Protection intervenes. Protection rescues. But authority does something far more final. Authority ends access. When protection is active, attacks can still attempt entry. When authority is established, entry is no longer permitted. That is the difference you're living now. You may have noticed it without knowing how to explain it. Situations that once would have escalated simply didn't. Conversations that could have turned confrontational dissolved. People who once drained you no longer reach you, not because you became distant, but because the channel closed. This isn't emotional numbness. This isn't detachment. This is command-level calm. You are no longer responding from wounds. You are responding from clarity, and clarity is inaccessible to chaos. There was a moment, quiet, ordinary, almost forgettable, when everything changed. Not when you prayed harder, not when you cried out for relief, not when you demanded answers, but when you chose restraint without expecting a reward. When you withheld reaction, even though reaction was justified. When you stayed aligned, even though no one would have blamed you for breaking alignment. That moment triggered a reclassification, not visible on earth, not announced in your life, but decisive. From that moment forward, you were no longer treated as someone being preserved. You were repositioned as someone being used. There is a vast difference between those two realities. Preservation keeps you safe. Utilization gives you weight. And weight changes how reality responds to you. That's why you no longer feel the need to explain yourself. Why defending your choices feels unnecessary. Why surface-level interactions exhaust you now. Why surface-level interactions feel intolerable. You are not isolating. Noise is being reduced around you because clarity requires quiet. Isolation is not punishment, it is environmental alignment. When authority is forming, unnecessary access is removed. When influence is being prepared, distractions lose their grip. That's why old connections feel distant, why familiar cycles feel impossible to repeat, why you crave depth over stimulation. You didn't become colder, you became clearer. Power is never given loudly, it's transferred silently while no one is watching, while you were surviving, while you were choosing integrity when compromise was easier, while you were staying clean in places where bitterness would have been understandable. Authority moved toward you quietly, and once it arrived, it didn't announce itself. It simply began changing outcomes. You're not fighting battles anymore. You're operating beyond them. That's why opposition collapses without confrontation. That's why obstacles resolve without force. That's why things rearrange themselves without your involvement. You didn't become passive, you became positioned. There was enforcement after that shift. A higher order was applied to your path, not to remove all resistance, but to remove meaningless resistance. Cycles that taught nothing were closed. Pain without purpose was denied. Battles that would have only drained you were blocked. This is where Archangel Michael enters, not as comfort, not as instruction, but as administrative. When authority is established, access is revoked, and once revoked, it is not renegotiated. That's why what ended, ended completely. Not gradually, not conditionally, decisively. And here is the part you need to let settle deeply. You are no longer accessible in the way you once were. Not to manipulation, not to chaos, not to cycles that once repeated themselves. This doesn't mean life will be easy. It means life will be intentional. Resistance that remains will grow you, not drain you. Challenges ahead will refine you, not confuse you. You are not hidden, you are sealed. From here forward, alignment will find you. You won't chase it. Presence will speak for you. You won't prove yourself. Battles will bypass you because you no longer operate on the frequency they require. The attack didn't stop because you became stronger. It stopped because you became unavailable. And once a soul reaches that level, the world begins adjusting around them.
Chosen one, what comes next in your life will not announce itself loudly, and that may be the first thing that unsettles you. Because you were conditioned to expect noise when something important is happening, movement, signs, external confirmation. But what you are entering now does not need validation. It requires containment. The higher the assignment, the quieter the preparation. That is why your life feels calmer on the surface while something powerful is reorganizing within you. That is why urgency has faded, even though responsibility has increased. That is why you feel less compelled to explain yourself, less interested in being understood, less affected by whether others agree. Heaven is no longer correcting you, it is using you, and usage demands discretion. You are discovering that silence is no longer emptiness, it is strategy, it is protection, it is precision. You are learning when not to speak, and that learning marks a deep shift in authority. Words carry weight for you now, and because of that, you choose them carefully. Sometimes you choose none at all. Speech reveals position. Silence protects power. There are things you now carry that cannot be shared prematurely, not because others are unworthy, but because exposure before timing weakens impact. Some assignments only activate when guarded. Some truths only mature when held quietly. This is why you feel selective, not withdrawn, selective. People may misinterpret this change. They may say you have become distant, different, harder to reach. Let them. They are sensing the boundary, not the absence. Your spirit has learned containment, and containment is what allows influence to last. You are being trained to hold weight without leaking energy, to carry clarity without scattering it, to walk in authority without announcing it. This is not isolation, it is calibration. And as this calibration deepens, something else begins to happen. Your presence starts affecting rooms before you speak. People calm down around you without knowing why. Some open up unexpectedly. Others grow uneasy without understanding the source of their discomfort. Conversations shift. Energy reorganizes. Tension softens or reveals itself. This is not something you are doing. This is something you are being. Your presence has become a signal, not loud, not dramatic, a steady frequency. In a chaotic world, steadiness is rare, and rare frequencies draw attention automatically. People are no longer responding primarily to what you say. They are responding to what you carry. Your nervous system is regulated in a way that disrupts instability. Your stillness challenges noise. Your clarity exposes confusion without accusation. Calm attracts honesty. Clarity exposes pretense. Those aligned with truth feel safe near you. Those built on masks feel exposed. and neither reaction requires effort from you. This is influence without intention. You may notice that people unconsciously mirror you. Their breathing slows, their speech softens, their reactions pause. This is not imitation, it is regulation. Humans naturally regulate to the most grounded energy in the environment. You have become a reference point, and reference points do not move to accommodate chaos. Chaos adjusts to them. Because of this, you must protect your inner state now more than ever, not from fear, but from delusion. Over-explaining, over-engaging, over-giving can weaken the signal, not destroy it, but blur it. You are learning selective presence, fully present when it matters, fully unavailable when it doesn't. This discernment is not selfishness, it is stewardship. You are being trusted with influence that stabilizes rather than excites, grounds rather than overwhelms. Soon, people will begin seeking your input without urgency, without pressure, with respect. They will speak, then pause, waiting, not because you dominate conversations, but because your responses carry gravity. And sometimes you will not respond, because silence will be the answer. Silence, when born from clarity, speaks louder than advice. This is where misunderstanding often arises. Many believe leadership requires constant output, constant guidance, constant correction. But real authority knows when not to engage. You are not meant to fix everyone. You are not assigned to every situation. You are not responsible for every outcome. Your role is to remain stable so that others may orient themselves, if they choose. This is why restraint has become natural for you. You feel it when stepping in would interfere with a lesson not meant for you to teach. You feel it when absence will speak more clearly than presence. This restraint is not indifference, it is respect for process. And it protects you from burnout, from overextension, from carrying weight that does not belong to you. Your life is simplifying now. Unnecessary drama feels intolerable. Surface-level interactions lose appeal. Depth becomes non-negotiable. Your system is tuned for meaning. At this level, the greatest threat is no longer attack, it is distraction. Distraction from alignment, distraction from inner regulation, distraction from quiet authority. That is why boundaries are strengthening without effort. You are no longer negotiating access to your energy. You are no longer justifying your need for space. You are operating from inner permission. There is oversight around you now, precise, not intrusive. Lines are being held that you do not need to hold yourself. Access is filtered before it reaches you. Situations that would destabilize you are redirected elsewhere. This is enforcement, not effort. And this is where Archangel Michael stands, not in front of you, not demanding your attention, but behind you, holding the perimeter. You move forward without looking back, because what is behind you is secured. That is why fear of regression is gone. You are not worried about becoming who you used to be. You can't. The frequency you carry now does not support your former patterns. Even if you tried, they would not function. The system would reject them. You are past the point of return. And this is not loss, it is liberation. Opportunities will begin to appear that require no force, only presence. Invitations that feel aligned instead of urgent. Responsibilities that feel meaningful without feeling heavy. When they arrive, remember this: you are not meant to rush into visibility. Visibility arrives when stability becomes undeniable. Until then, your signal strengthens quietly. And when people finally ask, "What is it about you?" you won't need to answer. They will already feel it.
Chosen one. What is unfolding now will not feel dramatic at first. There will be no thunder, no announcement, no moment where the world stops and points at you. And that is intentional. Because destiny, when activated at this level, moves quietly. You are entering a stretch of life where outcomes begin aligning before you consciously pursue them. Conversations happen at the right time. Opportunities arrive without chasing. People appear already prepared to meet you where you are. This is not coincidence. This is convergence. Everything you endured refined your frequency. Everything you released cleared your path. Everything you resisted without hardening strengthened your authority. And now, life begins responding to you differently, not because you demand it, but because you match what you are meant to step into. You may notice that your sense of time feels different. You are less rushed, less anxious about results, less pressured by deadlines that once felt urgent. This is not laziness, it is precision. When alignment is strong, haste becomes unnecessary. You are no longer racing toward destiny. Destiny is moving toward you. And when it arrives, it will feel familiar, not overwhelming, like something you've already rehearsed internally long before it appeared externally. This is how you know it's real. False paths feel exciting but draining. True paths feel steady and expansive. You will also notice that your discernment is now instant. Situations reveal their nature quickly. People show their intentions early. You no longer need prolonged exposure to understand what something will cost you. Your system recognizes truth immediately. That recognition protects your energy. It saves you years. It keeps you from investing where return is impossible. This is wisdom in motion. As destiny activates, your role will not be to convince anyone of who you are. The need to be seen has already fallen away. The desire to prove yourself dissolved quietly when you stopped doubting your own alignment. Now, recognition comes naturally, not because you announce yourself, but because your presence registers. People will trust you faster, listen longer, follow without resistance, not out of obligation, out of resonance. This is influence without manipulation, leadership without force, authority without intimidation. And because of this, you must remain grounded. Power at this level is sustained through simplicity, through rest, through honesty with yourself, through walking away from what disrupts your inner regulation, even if it promises external gain. You are no longer meant to sacrifice peace for progress. Peace is progress now. There will be moments when you are tempted to step back into old modes, urgency, over-responsibility, over-functioning. When that happens, pause, breathe. Remember that what is meant for you does not require you to abandon yourself. Destiny that demands self-betrayal is not destiny. The right doors will open without pressure. The right people will meet you without performance. The right work will feel meaningful without exhausting you. This does not mean challenges disappear. It means challenges arrive with purpose. Each one now sharpens rather than scatters you. You are also entering a season where your decisions ripple outward more than before. Your choices will affect others in ways you may not immediately see. That is why clarity matters. That is why restraint remains essential. That is why silence will often be your greatest ally. Not everything that can be said should be said. Not everything that can be done should be done immediately. Timing has become your wisdom. There is protection around you still, not fragile, not reactive, but absolute. Boundaries are enforced beyond your awareness. Access is filtered before it reaches your nervous system. Situations that would destabilize your clarity are redirected elsewhere. This enforcement is final. And this is where Archangel Michael remains present, not visible, not intrusive, but precise.
His role is not to fight for you anymore. It is to ensure nothing unnecessary reaches you. The battles you face now are chosen, not assigned. You are trusted. That trust is rare, and it is earned not through perfection, but through consistency under pressure. As destiny continues to unfold, remember this: you are not becoming someone new. You are revealing who you already were beneath survival. Nothing ahead requires you to abandon your integrity. Nothing ahead requires you to compromise your clarity. Nothing ahead requires you to return to who you had to be just to make it through. That chapter is closed. From here forward, your life will feel quieter but fuller, slower but more precise, less crowded but more meaningful. And one day, without warning, you will realize you are standing exactly where you once hoped to reach, and it feels calm. That is how you will know destiny has activated.
Chosen one, what you are learning now is how to live from alignment instead of effort. This is the final adjustment, not because the journey ends here, but because the struggle does. For a long time, you survived by pushing, by forcing movement, by compensating for resistance with intensity. That was necessary then. It kept you alive. It carried you through seasons where momentum had to be created manually. But that way of living is no longer required. Alignment has replaced effort. You may notice that you no longer wake up bracing yourself for the day. The underlying tension that once lived in your body has softened. You still care, you are still responsible, but you are no longer clenched inside. This is not apathy. This is ease earned through endurance. You now understand that clarity moves faster than urgency ever did. That rest is not the opposite of productivity, but its refinement. That saying no preserves more destiny than saying yes ever could. Your nervous system has become a partner instead of an obstacle. That alone changes everything. You will begin to notice that decisions feel simpler, not because options disappeared, but because misaligned options no longer attract you. You don't need to overanalyze. You feel the answer quickly, and once you feel it, doubt has very little room to grow. This is inner coherence. When your values, actions, and direction line up, life stops arguing with you. You are not exempt from challenges, but challenges no longer confuse you. They arrive clearly, with edges you can see, lessons you can name, and exits you can trust exist, even if you don't see them yet. You no longer personalize resistance, you evaluate it. This shift alone keeps you free. You will also notice that gratitude has changed texture. It's no longer loud or emotional. It's steady, quiet, almost background. You don't feel the need to celebrate every win, because peace itself feels like a win you never thought you'd have. And peace, when sustained, becomes confidence. Not confidence that demands attention, confidence that doesn't need it. People will sense this in you. Some will admire it. Some will misunderstand it. A few may resent it. None of that requires your response. You are no longer available for projection. You are grounded in reality. From this place, service becomes natural. Not service driven by obligation or guilt, but service that flows organically from overflow. You help because you can, not because you must. You give without depletion. You support without self-erasure. This is how influence lasts. You are also learning that not every season needs to be maximized. Some seasons are meant to be lived, enjoyed, integrated. You allow yourself pleasure now without suspicion, rest without justification, joy without apology. That is healing completed. You no longer equate suffering with depth. You no longer believe struggle is proof of worth. You understand that wisdom can be quiet, that growth can be gentle, that strength can look like stability. This understanding makes you trustworthy, and trust is the currency of the next chapter. You will be trusted with responsibilities that do not come with instructions, with roles that require discernment rather than rules, with influence that cannot be supervised closely because it must be expressed uniquely. You are ready for that. There is still protection around you, not reactive, not anxious, but settled. Boundaries hold without your attention. The perimeter remains intact without your vigilance. This is where Archangel Michael remains, not in front of you, not demanding awareness, but stationed quietly where it matters most. You don't need to look back. What needed guarding is guarded. And because of this, your gaze stays forward. You live more presently now, not because you stopped planning, but because fear no longer hijacks your attention. The future feels cooperative instead of threatening. The past feels informative instead of heavy. You are no longer negotiating with who you were. You honor them, and then you move on. This is what alignment looks like in real life. Not perfection, not constant bliss, but honesty, pace, discernment, a steady return to center whenever life pulls at you. You trust yourself now. That trust is not loud. It doesn't announce itself, but it holds when everything else wavers, and that is enough. One day you may look back and realize there was no single moment where everything changed, no dramatic breakthrough, no final battle, just a gradual settling into truth. And you will smile, because you will know you didn't force your way here. You didn't perform your way here. You aligned your way here. And alignment is the kind of success that stays.